Hi, everyone. It's Susan. Another week with the Since You Asked show. I am coming to you again from Tampa, Florida, beautiful Tampa, Florida, where it's super sunny. Let's head right into our first question. This comes from a 55-year-old woman who recently became single and is feeling great and ready to get out there, but she's been off the market for too many years. I can totally understand. How do I meet people, have fun, and get laid? Goodness, maybe we'll work our way backward. I have been single, and you may have heard me mention this probably ad nauseum, for a very long time. In my opinion, as a 67-year-old female, I would think meeting people nowadays in 2024 is pretty much the same for most individuals across the board. Unless someone's fixing you up, you're meeting them on a dating app. That's probably where most people would recommend you starting. Oh, but girl, it is a little bit like dumpster diving. You are definitely not able to explore too much about what makes up that person on the other end. And one of the things I find is that because it's so easy to find so many people, I mean, you could definitely, I think, get laid in a heartbeat. If you've not been on the market for a while, and maybe it's the Cuban Catholic in me, I've been laid before. I just don't know that at this age, necessarily the experience I want. I think I want intimacy. I want closeness. And one of the things I'll talk about, if we can veer off course here for a while, is that you can still get sexually transmitted diseases at a certain age. Even though you're 54, I'm assuming you've been through menopause. Herpes doesn't pay attention to any age. And I think one of the things in this idea of getting laid is paying attention to safety, because I often find that men are still reluctant to use a condom. God, who wants to wake up at 67 or 68 or 54 and find out you've gone your whole life without an STD and then come down with one? That herpes is forever, as they say. So something about getting laid really has to put you in the mindset of being very, very, very disciplined. And I think that's probably the easiest thing if that's all you're looking for. Looking for a close relationship, I often say that at this age, we come with steamer trunks of baggage. And so once you sort of sort through maybe ex-wives, widows, people who are still in relationships. I had some guy that asked me out, and he had just broken up 2 weeks before. And he had told me he had broken up because he had had too much sex. I wasn't quite sure I even wanted to know that. I think you let your friends know in case that there is somebody that in your social circle that you might feel more comfortable going out with. But in my opinion, I want to get to know this person first, because I still think at this age, it's really easy to get super excited about somebody who might be cute. It's almost like you're 12 again, right? And you're writing in your notebook, in a heart, Johnny and me. But there's so much more to it at this stage. And like I said, unpacking the baggage that comes with two people. So goodness, I don't sound terribly optimistic for this. It's a lot of work. I think you have to look at some of the dating apps and see if there's one that aligns with you. Finding someone who is romantic and kind and meets you on the same page, especially if you are in the middle of finding yourself all over again or exploring opportunities that you had to wait until you were this age to do because now your kids are grown. Sometimes you can be intimidating as a woman. That's my advice. Keep your fingers crossed that maybe in the supermarket, you'll meet the love of your dreams. I also think you have to be very effusive and kind so that at any moment, we never know, it could be in the gym, right? That you make eye contact with people, that you introduce yourself. You never know. So you're really putting yourself out there and making a focus on manifesting love. It's definitely a discipline in itself. So that's it for this week. Again, I appreciate all of you watching on YouTube. If you have anything to say about this episode, tell me about what it's like for you to date at a certain age. Do you find it as difficult? I try and then I give up. And I try and then I give up. I keep thinking when the universe decides that it's time for me, that will happen. Have fun. If you want to get laid, go for it, but be safe. You've got to practice some of the things we learned when we were youngsters, and even perhaps more so nowadays. And send me your questions if you have any. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Mwah. Love you guys.